Et yop, bienvenue sur le stream. Ah, on reprend ce soir, donc troisième soirée Cloudpunk. Donc le jeu que j'ai commencé il y a la semaine dernière, donc on joue une livreuse dans une ville futuriste. C'est vraiment très cool pour l'instant, on a rencontré pas mal de PNJ, donc on effectue des livraisons. Pour l'instant j'ai toujours suivi les ordres à la lettre, donc j'ai peut-être déposé une bombe à un moment, voilà, c'est pas tout à fait sûr, mais bon. Et en fait, en intrigue de fond, il y a une sorte d'IA qui gère la ville, qui a perdu un peu les commandes, il se passe pas mal de choses. On va voir un peu la suite de l'aventure, ce qui va se passer. Et c'est cache rien. Donc là, je pense que je dois être à peu près à la moitié de l'aventure. À peu près, quoi.
There is clock cycles and I suppose voltage. They feel different.
Tastes different.
No, that is not it. But when I have slow clock cycles, I feel dimmer, flickering. Like my thinking has clouds.
Is it worse when you're in the Hava frame?
No, a little. I don't want to make you feel bad.
I'll get you a new frame soon, Camus.
I know. Maybe you need food though.
I am a little hungry. I have the thinking clouds too. I should eat something. What though?
Si, tout à fait. En fait, il y a deux vues pour le vaisseau.
Pourquoi tu veux que je vienne?
Il y a deux vues pour le vaisseau et il y a trois vues maintenant quand on est à pied. Je vais te montrer. Hop. Donc voilà, donc il y a la vue troisième personne comme ça pour le vin. Et hop, on peut se mettre dedans. On peut se mettre en vue première personne. Alors sachant que c'est super joli, mais je trouve pas ça ultra pratique à jouer en fait quoi. Mais clairement c'est joli quoi. Merde, pourquoi ça me... Par contre, qu'est-ce que j'ai fait? Ah oui, voilà, ok, ça va. Hop. Voilà. Ouais, c'est du coup, tu vois, quand tu rentres dedans... Après, par contre, niveau sensation et tout, c'est vraiment cool, parce que tu peux effectivement zigzaguer entre les immeubles et tout, mais la façon dont ça tourne, c'est... Tu sens qu'à la base, c'était quand même pas prévu pour ça, quoi. Mais niveau, niveau sensation, c'est cool, quoi. Et là, maintenant, en fait, quand t'es à pied, à la base, tu avais que la vue là, en fait. T'avais la vue, une vue de loin, en fait, avec une caméra qui suivait un peu l'action, voilà. Et en fait, maintenant, tu peux passer en vue troisième personne. Là, du coup, là, je contrôle la caméra comme je veux. Et tu peux également zoomer pour aller jusqu'en vue première personne, en fait. Donc maintenant, tu peux jouer en vue FPS, quoi. Bon, là encore, pour l'immersion, c'est cool à jouer. Enfin, de toute façon, moi, je suis pas ultra fan des FPS, donc voilà. Mais c'est vraiment classe, parce que là, vraiment, tu peux voir un peu... tu peux regarder la ville comme si tu y étais, quoi. Après, moi, j'aime bien jouer en troisième personne, comme ça. Mais ouais, c'est vraiment cool qu'il ait fait ça au fur et à mesure des mises à jour.
Welcome to my humble restaurant in the
Hmm.
rain. What can I get you?
Alors, qu'est-ce qu'on va manger? Soupe de viande croustillante, ouais, très bien, allez, hop.
Not bad. Thank you.
Don't let all the rain.
Ok. Ouais, c'est ça, maintenant on peut plus profiter de la ville qu'avant. C'est vrai qu'avant, des fois c'était loin, quoi.
Food again?
Go ahead, Camus.
How was it?
Good. Surprisingly good. You know, I never thought the food would be the one thing I wouldn't hate about Novalis. Mom said it was all junk. I mean, it is, but it tastes so good.
It is junk?
Not actual junk. Mom was exaggerating.
I don't like exaggerating. It is the worst thing in the whole world.
You know, it's not all junk either. They actually sell some good food here too. Fresh tomatoes grown in the vents, crow eggs from the low spire, hot bread basted in walnut oil, cherry pie. No way those are real cherries though.
You sound happy.
I wouldn't go that far, but I'm looking forward to exploring the food stalls tomorrow. We just need to get through tonight, Camus.
You can order food by drone too, if you don't like to go outside. Because you hate the city so much.
You know, I don't mind the idea of going out and exploring the food stalls. It feels more like...
Home?
Not quite, but those glute bars are so good, I bet even Mom would have liked them.
Hop, on ramasser le colis. Oula.
Do we go up on one of those big elevators?
I go up in one. It's called a vinculum ascender, apparently. It's only for people.
What's a vinculum? What's an ascender? I'm people.
You are, but right now you can't come with me. Most people just call them Vink tubes. They take you to the spire.
The spire? Wow!
Donc là, ça parle un petit peu d'histoire. Hein. Donc en gros, la flèche, a priori, c'est quasiment la surface, quoi. Là où habitent les gens très riches. Et du coup, j'ai une mission où justement, je vais devoir aller livrer là-bas. Alors le jeu parle beaucoup hein, au niveau des actions, il n'y a pas énormément de choses à faire. Mais l'histoire elle est bien intéressante pour l'instant, puis elle est bien amenée en fait, donc c'est cool. Qu'est-ce qui a fait son succès? Bah, déjà je pense le rendu graphique, enfin moi je sais que la DA quand je l'avais vu, j'ai trouvé ça magnifique hein, clairement. Et après l'histoire a priori elle est sympa ouais. Pour l'instant j'en suis... j'ai pas encore tout compris de l'histoire du tout. En gros on joue une livreuse qui se retrouve donc dans une grande ville pour elle va essayer de gagner de l'argent en fait tout simplement. Pour rembourser ses dettes et tout ça. Et petit à petit bah, elle va comprendre un peu... bah, Merci beaucoup Théo pour le sub une fois de plus. Hein. Et du coup je disais oui je pense les points forts du jeu bah clairement c'est la DA, l'ambiance elle est dingue. Et après ouais l'histoire ça a l'air pas mal, il y a en fait la ville elle est un peu prise de folie, la plupart des machines tombent un petit peu en ruine, il y avait une IA qui a priori fonctionne plus vraiment, on découvre au fur et à mesure des choses en fait. Où est-ce que je m'arrêtais? Bah je vais m'arrêter là, très bien. Ah. Les doublages sont très très bons aussi. Enfin le voice acting est vraiment très cool. Hein.
What you looking for? Whatever it is, I got it.
Il y a le bras cybernétique qui vend du rêve, mais bon, c'est 1000 boules quoi.
Hey, come back anytime.
Hey, delivery driver.
Hey, engineer.
Did you see any blinking street signs?
Ah oui, c'est vrai que ce qu'il m'a dit.
Actually, no. Did you figure out what was causing all the accidents?
Oh, sure. Continued and sustained entropic breakdown of a complex system.
So that's not an easy fix, right?
It is not.
What are you going to do?
I don't know. Maybe painting. Or I could take up photography. Something visual. I might even try sewing. No one sews these days.
I mean about the city. You can't just quit.
That's too far gone. Anything I do now has as much chance of costing lives as saving them. Last week I had my men close off a section of the freeway for repairs. I diverted the traffic through a different neighborhood. Then it collapsed.
What collapsed? The road?
The whole neighborhood. It's under the ocean now.
That's not your fault.
Well, it sure feels like my fault.
Can't someone else help? How about the people up in the spire?
Who are you kidding, lady? They don't give a crap.
Sorry. Maybe a painter then? You won't be short of inspiration.
Oh yeah, I can move down to the slums and paint the reflection of the sun on the waves as they swallow the city.
The slums. No savings then?
On an engineer's salary? Good joke, lady.
Ouais. Et du coup, ingénieur, on avait déjà rencontré un qui me disait qu'en gros, les panneaux, si on les voyait clignoter de telle ou telle couleur, il fallait vite se barrer, ça risquait d'exploser, et il savait absolument pas comment les réparer, quoi. Et donc, oui, clairement, la ville part en ruine petit à petit.
Camus, can you hear me?
Hey, Rania, I'm reading you. How's the spire?
I was trying to talk to... I'm not there yet, Control. I'm in the Vink tube.
I was in one of those once.
You secretly a retired corp billionaire, Control?
Hardly.
Donc là, normalement, on va arriver à un endroit où je suis jamais allé.
But you haven't done this your whole life, right? You weren't always a Cloudpunk dispatcher.
It feels like my whole life and more. I can barely remember a time before Cloudpunk.
I've only been in Nivalis for half a day, and home already feels a million miles away.
Yeah, that's what happens. You got family back home?
I've got no one. The debt corpse took everything.
Of course, that's why you came here and took the job. You're a debt orphan.
Why did you take the job, Control?
Nothing else I could do. It's the kids' faces I struggle to remember, Rania.
Saute corpo, exactement.
Picture Simone's smile pretty good, her frown even clearer, but the kids.
I'm really sorry.
Do me a favor, Rania. Don't talk to me about Cora anymore.
Voilà, donc,
Poor thing, Control. What happened to them?
voilà. Donc Cora, c'est a priori l'intelligence artificielle qu'il y avait au tout départ, quoi.
I know it doesn't mean anything, not really, but I heard one of the accident cleanup crew say this is the third traffic accident caused by Cora this week.
That's awful.
Maybe they didn't know what they were saying, but if Cora is some mad AI that caused that accident, well, I ain't gonna forgive that. Whether Cora is an automata or an android or even a person, if they cost me my family, I ain't gonna let that go. Not ever.
I understand.
You almost at the spire?
Looks like I'm about halfway there.
Says on your file you're a musician.
I was. You can't say you're a musician if you don't play anymore. I used to play the flute.
You won't play something for me?
Sorry, Control. You know how you don't want to talk about Cora? Well, the flute, it's the same for me.
I get it, Rania. I get it. That's a real shame. Feels like a lifetime since I heard music. Anyway, I better go. Good luck up there.
Lui parler? Ok.
Hey, Camus, you see that bird?
I believe it is a falcon.
His name is Norman.
How do you and Norman know each other?
Through a mutual friend. I think he might be lost. I should tell the falconer. I have your delivery, consignment 1432.
That's for me, code PNPL12.
Here you go, sir.
Thanks, lady. You're a lifesaver. I was gonna tell the boys in the office about this, but actually, I'm gonna keep it all for myself. Can you believe our last order put pineapple on it?
Pineapple on what?
The pizza. We rely on drones to get the best food deliveries up here, but in the last week they've gone mad. All our orders are messed up. Some problem with the city AI affecting the food logistics. I don't understand all the details. It's supposed to be fixed by tomorrow, but I couldn't wait.
You paid Cloudpunk to bring you a pizza?
Sure. I've been working all night. I need this.
Okay.
This pizza delivery probably costs more than my salary. Couldn't you just order a regular pizza and pick off the pieces of pineapple?
Sure. And why don't I just drink the juice out of the bottom of my trash can while I'm at it?
Is pineapple so bad?
No, Camus, it's fine. Actually, I've never even tried it. It's too expensive.
There is a sign over there. Did you see the sign?
The one that says you are now entering the spire? No cold callers, no panhandlers, organ donors needed?
Yes. What if it was different?
Different how?
Different in a funny way.
Are you suggesting a prank, Camus?
I am suggesting a prank.
Seems risky. Maybe we should just get out of here. I don't know.
Here's what I can offer you today.
Magazine. Un check. Ok.
Thanks.
I look forward to seeing you.
Alors, je fais quoi? Est-ce que je fais une blague sur le panneau ou pas? Ouais, va être sympa, on va faire plaisir aux chiens.
Oh, I want to know what you changed.
Not much, just a few words.
I want to know the nature of the prank. Which words?
I replaced organ with pineapple.
Oh, this is amusing. I am amused. Do you really think they will get deliveries of pineapples?
Oh yes, vendors know how much they can get selling to the spire.
They will get pineapples, but they did not want pineapples. This is a very high-quality prank.
C'est une bonne blague,
Petty and
effectivement.
childish. But thanks, Camus. Let's just hope we don't get caught and fired for it.
Hey, hi. Hello there. I saw you earlier delivering parcels. Are you Cloudpunk?
No, sorry, I have to go.
Wait, don't be like that. Listen, I know you're Cloudpunk. I just want to ask something.
And who are you?
Don V. I work for the Inquirer.
A reporter. Oh, no way, Mr. V.
Not Mr. I hate when people do that. Just call me Don.
Shit, me too. Sorry, Don.
Look, you don't need to talk to me, but I'm investigating corp corruption. You're from the East, right? No one from out that way loves the corpse.
What do you need to know?
You delivered to the Spire, right?
That's your question?
Just confirm something for me. Are they ordering pizzas via express delivery up there? The CEO of Entech says that all corps are on a spending freeze till the end of the day in sympathy for the famine in District 6.
Will I get in trouble for saying anything to you?
Probably, and so will I. You ever meet an investigative reporter in Nivalis before?
Nope.
That's because they're all at the bottom of the sea. So...
Yes, they ordered pizza.
I knew it. Here, take this. I tip all my sources. Makes them less likely to sell me out to CorpSec. Thanks, Cloudpunk.
Ok, bon. Allez, bah du coup on se casse, hein, on a fini la livraison. Je pourrais aller voir le fauconnier pour lui parler de l'oiseau qu'on a vu. J'aurais pas dû me garer aussi loin.
Hey kid, the weirdest job came up. There's not much pay in it though.
I could do weird, as long as it's not some other rich asshole.
Definitely not. The moisture farmers in the vents are starving. They need emergency rations. This job takes you pretty far, all the way out of Nivalis.
What? Really?
Yeah, in a technical sense at least. The vents are outside CorpSec jurisdiction and just outside the Nivalis city limit.
Pas une nouvelle zone, hein. Bah du coup, t'es chaud pour demain soir, hein?
They're below the city, actually, in the maintenance frame that supports the infrastructure.
And people live there?
If you call it a living. They eat mold and algae that grows on the steam vents.
But they're free.
Ah ouais.
It's a high price to pay for freedom, kid.
Okay.
I'll do it.
Pick up the packages from Cloudpunk HQ, then I'll send you a nav point down into the vents.
Dernière avant la coupure internet, j'ai récupéré une co le 20. D'accord. Ah merde, du coup pour vendredi la semaine prochaine, c'est mort alors. Faut que je change mon planning alors. Si vendredi la semaine prochaine, on pourra pas faire du Summer. Tu déménages quand déjà? Je suis parti parler au fauconnier, mais il est à l'autre bout du... Samedi, d'accord. Oui, c'était pas ça, c'était pour ça que tu pouvais pas faire du... Tu pouvais pas faire la soirée mangas avec nous. Putain, c'est vraiment classe comme la ville comme ça. Putain, j'aime tellement les villes. C'est encore plus loin. PC n'a pas de carte Wi-Fi. Ah oui, dommage. En même temps, c'est vrai que c'est rare d'avoir un PC fixe qui a une carte Wi-Fi, quoi. Mais laisse tomber, j'aurais jamais dû aller leur parler au fauconnier, là. Qui habite vraiment à l'autre bout. Ah, mais faites gaffe comme les gens. Entrez dedans. Ouais, il est... Ah merde, mais c'est en hauteur le... Oh là 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 là. Et, mais... Elle est fracassée, j'ai payé je sais pas combien pour réparer. J'en pleure déjà d'avance. Au moins le fauconnier, il a... Non, j'ai dit, elle a le bon goût d'être là, mais non, même pas, il est en bas. Récupérer, j'ai vu qu'il y a un truc là-bas. Ah, du coup, je sais pas sur Yarian et puis Off Time demain. Oui, du coup, s'ils seront dispo ou pas. On verra.
Hey, I saw your bird. I mean your falcon, Norman.
We had a disagreement.
So you let him go?
Let is not the word I would use.
So Norman escaped?
He clawed my eye. If I catch him, I will skin him.
You have to be careful with wild animals.
I told you, he is not a wild animal. Where did you see him?
The slums. Deep in the slums. You know the part that smells like sulfur in the low levels?
Yes.
Well, lower than that.
Right. Time to teach that bird a lesson.
J'ai vraiment fait tout ce chemin pour ça. La déception est palpable. Bon bah du coup, je vais remonter et qu'elle me retape tout le chemin avec mon vaisseau. Ouais, c'est reparti. Ouais, je vais reprendre de l'essence parce que... Je vais regarder ce que je peux acheter pour la voiture. Je sais pas si j'ai de nouveaux... Voilà, réparation, amplificateur de vitesse. Ça pourrait être pas mal, mais ça coûte trop cher pour l'instant encore. On va acheter ça parce que ça sert à rien. Non, pas ça. Voilà, maintenant, du coup, j'ai une traînée rose sur le vaisseau. Classe. Ça ne sert à rien, mais ça fait bien plaisir. Et au reste. Bah, du coup, au reste, pas de Heroes of Watch la semaine prochaine, parce qu'il y a Tao, il aura pas de connexion. Il récupère sa connexion que le 20, donc voilà. Donc on fera ça plus tard. Je suis pas bien content de notre traînée rose, elle est jolie. Ah mais il y a une... Oh là là. Je me demandais en fait s'il y avait une carte du jeu. Donc la réponse est oui. D'accord, littoral, ville, la moelle, Chine, China, centre. Oh, bref. Ah du coup, je te demandais, bref, t'es parti après hier. Et Yonefast, toi, One Piece, t'en es où en fait? Tu les scannes du coup, chapitre 1000. Mais tu les scannes quoi? De la version japonaise en fait? Fuck Kaido. D'accord. C'est en fait, et au Japon, ils en sont à quel tome? Tu sais ou pas? Parce qu'en gros, là, j'ai eu, il y a le nouveau dernier tome qui est sorti en France aujourd'hui là. Et pas de spoil, merci. Ah, tu regardes, tu lis aussi quoi? C'est le 80... Merde, c'est quoi? C'était 96 ou 97? Zut, je sais plus. En gros, ah mais attends, mais du coup, pas de spoil. Je mute, ok d'accord, vas-y, mute. Dis-moi quand c'est bon. Ou dis pas que tu seras mute. Donc là, en gros, le tome, il se termine 984, d'accord. Ok. C'est en gros, le tome, il se termine, il rencontre la fille de Kaido, en fait. Et d'ailleurs, le tome se termine par la fille de Kaido qui lui dit « Tu me rappelles AS », voilà. Bon, mais rien qui spoil l'intention, hein, mais voilà. Et ok, 984, d'accord. D'accord, et donc du coup, il y a quand même un écart avec le Japon, quand même. Et plus tant que ça, en gros, ouais, il y a un peu plus d'un manga de décalage, on va dire. Ok. Bah c'est bon, vous pouvez dire de démute à néfaste.
We are going away from the city? We don't like the city.
Not really, Camus. We're just going through to the vents below.
It won't be like home?
I don't think so.
Is it dangerous?
We're trying to save these people from starving, Camus. I think they'll be glad to see us. It's worth the risk.
Do you think this is nice food for the people?
I think it's all they're getting, and I'm surprised they're getting it.
I hope they like it.
Me too, Camus.
Dans 5 ans, c'est fini One Piece. Bah, a priori, ouais, c'est un peu ce qu'il disait, hein, ce qu'il a l'air de dire, mais bon, on verra. Hein. On verra. Bah là, en ce moment, quand je taffe, j'écoute... Je me suis mis à écouter les Dans la légende. Parce que c'est plutôt sympa, en fait, comme émission. J'ai jamais trop écouté jusqu'à présent. Et du coup, aujourd'hui, j'ai écouté le Dans la légende sur Hunter x Hunter. Et bah, du coup, ça m'a donné envie de les relire. Et c'est pas... Mais par contre, Hunter x Hunter, ouais, c'est... y a des chances que ça se finisse jamais, quoi. Ah merde, rentré dedans. Là. Un peu comme Berserk, quoi. Ah, t'as pas trop kiffé, toi, Hunter x Hunter? Bah moi, j'avais beaucoup aimé le début. Enfin, tout le début, j'ai trouvé ça vraiment cool. Et après, en fait, bah, c'est un petit peu comme One Piece et autres, ça marche un peu par cycle, quoi. En gros, il se passe des trucs, puis après, il part sur une autre idée, ainsi de suite. Et il y avait Et il y avait vraiment ouais, tout un cycle qui me plaisait pas trop, et d'ailleurs, je m'étais arrêté à ce moment-là, quoi. Sachant que je suis allé voir, et je crois qu'il manque une dizaine de mangas, un truc comme ça. Peut-être un peu moins, d'ailleurs. Par rapport à ce qui est sorti. SNK, c'est quoi SNK? Je connais pas du tout. Ah, l'attaque des titans, d'accord, ouais. Bah ça par contre j'ai vu en animé la première saison. Et par contre effectivement bah, tout le monde a dit qu'a priori vraiment ça devenait complètement fou en fait l'intrigue. Ouais, voilà c'est ça quoi. Tout le monde a l'air de dire qu'il y avait vraiment une claque énorme. Et par rapport à ce que tu penses être le truc au départ, est-ce que c'est vraiment il y a un twist fou, quoi. Mais le problème c'est que je pirate rien, c'est-à-dire si je lis, il faut que je les achète quoi. Et bon bah ça revient vite cher quoi. Parce que je m'étais dit qu'il faut que je termine d'acheter les Naruto, parce qu'il m'en manque plus beaucoup, donc ça va d'avoir un complet quoi. Et contre le piratage, ah oui complètement. Hein. J'ai mis mais j'ai pas caché le chat, j'ai pas lu heureusement. Non, mais on a rien mis dans le chat, je crois. Je crois que dans le chat, justement, on a essayé de faire... Enfin... il me semble que c'était bon, c'était safe, hein. Ok, ça marche, néfaste. Avant j'étais mais je change d'avis. Ah ouais, pourquoi ça? Euh... Il est où le parking? Ah non merde, il est là. Je suis aveugle. Après bon courage à ça, il a juste il y a un fil à brancher, ça devrait se faire. Ça c'est en tout pourri par ici quand même. Eh mais elle est où là? Ah, elle est là. Dessous.
You the delivery stooge.
I'm from Cloudpunk. I have your packages.
Those are no use to me. I can't deliver to the outpost anymore. None of our vehicles work. The fuel lines froze. You should keep your engine running.
Did you get that, Camus?
Yes, I will keep a couple clock cycles free and monitor the temperatures.
How do you live here? It's so cold.
What do you care?
I asked, didn't I?
Whatever. Just leave the packages here. Go back to your city.
It's not my city.
Sure it is. You took this job because you were curious, right? Welcome to your poverty safari. This is our life.
I'm not even from the city.
The Eastern Peninsula?
Up until last week.
I see. Sorry. I thought you were just another Nivali. My name's Retsu.
Rania.
Cora knows what you must think of the big stack. That's what we call the city down here.
Les grosses piles.
It's the worst place on the planet. And we cling to the bottom like barnacles. And you know what? It's a hell of a lot better down here. We made this place a
Attends, je vais lire. Je t'amène juste de lire ça.
You've been here a while?
Yeah, I wasn't the first though. Old Zeke traveled out here over 100
Une centaine d'années.
He set up the first moisture farm, collecting heat for his home from the vents. Folk had tried to live here before him, but he was the first to realize you couldn't live on rations alone. And you had to be ready for the chills.
So what was old Zeke's secret?
Zeke realized you could cultivate the algae pits for warmth when the vents cycled cool. He realized you could mill the mold dust into flour. He figured out how to cross the steam lanes with a suit made from old abandoned Hover's insulation layers. I swear, they say no one alive can survive the wastelands between the cities. But if anyone could, it was Zeke.
And you took his place as the boss?
I'm the community leader, sure. But I'm not the longest surviving settler, not by a long shot. The elders living beyond the far rim say they knew Zeke's grandkids. Tales of Zeke surviving, thriving even out here in the vents, attracted a lot of folk that wanted to live off the grid. Away from corp security and the lights and the headaches. Everyone has headaches in the big stack, you know.
I don't.
You will. Everyone gets them eventually. Doesn't the air smell cleaner down here?
Every time I breathe in, it feels like my lungs are going to freeze and shatter.
Well, that is the problem right now. This is supposed to be summer.
How can it be summer here?
The warm season. The vents cycle between warm and cold over a predictable time period. Or at least they used to. It seems like all the maintenance systems are going mad recently. We have a saying here, Quora provides. Well, right now all Quora is providing is a new ice age.
What do you think Cora is?
Quora is everything, and all of us. Quora is the provider and the caretaker and the disciplinarian. Quora holds at a closed fist, and we must push out our chin. Sometimes the fist holds wood, sometimes the fist strikes us, and yet we must endure.
So Cora is your...
Salvation, and right now, Quora has sent us you.
I'm not really religious like that. I think you have to help yourself. Be independent.
You can't lecture us on independence while you live in Nivalis under the watch of the corpse.
You said you cling like a... what did you call it? A barnacle?
Harsh and fair words, Rania. I know you have seen Quora's light, though. It glows from you. Am I wrong?
Who knows? So, you want me to deliver these parcels?
I would appreciate it. We really are starving. 3 families. I can give the coordinates to your vehicle.
Okay, I'll get going then. I'll see you on the way back.
Quora willing. Be cautious around my brethren, Rania. They live like sculptures of ice. Fragile, temporary.
Ça, mec. Livraison urgence, ok, très bien. Alors, en fait, de m'envoyer une étude et en fait, je vais aider les gens à faire connaître une œuvre, surtout un gars qui n'en fait pas un truc gratuitement, va pas forcément le payer, genre ça influe parlant sur les ventes. Et plein d'autres, au final, j'ai fini par les acheter pour soutenir un développeur, tu sais que sans le crash, j'aurais pas connu ces trucs. Même si jamais je pourrais acheter tous les tomes du monde pas prochainement, bah, je vais dépasser ça, les figurines, ça rapporte plus que si j'ai pas moyen et m'y intéresser. Ouais. Oh putain, je me suis vraiment... Non. Il est en version craquée.
Who are you?
I was sent to deliver supplies?
Sent by who?
Cloudpunk.
I don't know who that is. You from the big stack? Get out of here.
You need this. It's food.
I don't need nothing from you.
Retsu said...
Retsu sent you?
Yes, he said you should take this.
What did you say? Give it here.
They don't trust us very much.
I bet they have their reasons, Camus.
Ah, c'est pas grave, au final j'ai acheté... Ouais, après... Alors ça comme ça, mais... Le truc, par exemple, toi, pour les mangas, si t'achètes pas, bah, c'est-à-dire qu'ils auront moins de thunes pour éditer, pour traduire et ainsi de suite, quoi. Et un truc qu'il faut voir, c'est d'ailleurs, c'est un peu pareil en musique aussi, c'est, tu dis oui, machin, les gros labels, blablabla. Bon, voilà, moins ils ont d'argent, moins ils vont prendre de risques, quoi. Du coup, moins t'auras de chance d'avoir des séries voilà, moins connues et qui seront éditées, quoi. Et clairement, je préfère avoir des traductions vraiment pro avec une bonne équipe plutôt que les trucs faits par la communauté. Même ça peut être très bien fait, hein, mais... putain, faut que je passe par où, là? Mais après, clairement, pour les mangas, c'est un problème, s'il y a tellement de tomes, enfin, ça dépend lesquels, mais voilà. Et par exemple, tu m'avais dit, merde, comment il s'appelle? Ton jeu ton manga de l'amour, là, Kingdom. Clairement, le truc, ça m'intéresse, mais je sais que je ne mettrai pas parce qu'il y a il y a trop de tomes, quoi. Après, je pourrais les acheter aussi au fur et à mesure, hein, mais...
I brought you
Je pense dans le cas
supplies.
des mangas, c'est aussi le problème de... on a perdu...
Retsu.
on a perdu aussi l'habitude de patienter, quoi.
I ain't seen no one from the stacks down here.
C'est le truc qu'on a envie d'avoir tout d'un coup, quoi, en fait. Un peu comme les séries, quoi.
You know, maybe you can use this. You put it in the wall and it gives you a token. Or something like that.
Ouais, faut attendre 4 mois pour avoir une trade FR, mais en vrai...
Just 5 numbers on a bit of paper.
Non...
That's right. Thank you kindly for the... Well, thank...
Dans l'absolu, en vrai... Est-ce que c'est grave d'avoir 4 mois de différence par rapport au Japon, quoi? Alors que finalement, avant, on avait des années de différence, tu vois? Parce que 4 numéros et une... Ah, putain, ça peut être les relais machin, là. Oula. Je pense que je peux aller dans un relais et taper le code là pour récupérer une consigne. Ah non, mais clairement, c'est sûr, c'est plaisant, puis c'est clair que t'as envie de... Voilà. Mais toi, par exemple, je sais... Bah là, maintenant, je sais que j'ai peut-être 4 mois de décalage. Et en vrai, je sais aussi que bah, j'ai pas forcément envie d'aller lire la suite, parce que bah, sinon, ça me changera rien, quoi. Toi, je vais être... alors, je vais sort un petit peu plus de l'histoire, mais je serai à nouveau en attente, quoi. Donc j'aurais gagné 4 mois, et puis voilà, quoi. Je sais pas pourquoi faut que je passe en vrai. C'est vraiment la galère dans... Attends, peut-être qu'on regarde par là. Ouais, d'accord, très bien. Il est pas trop le besoin, 200 millions. Ah, je pense qu'il est... Ouais, mais en même temps, En même temps, il a un rythme de débile, quoi. Enfin... Le mec, il a dû prendre... Enfin, en 20 ans, il a dû prendre 2 mois de vacances. Je sais pas s'il est encore au rythme là, mais...
Hello.
Dormir 4-5 heures par nuit, etc. Enfin...
The old CB radio told me you were on your way. You're the talk of the town, lady.
I'm just a delivery driver.
Well, I don't know if anybody has said this to you before, but I'll say it now. Thank you.
Thanks. I mean, you're welcome.
I'd get back to the city as quick as possible, lady. There's a chill coming. I can feel it in my bones. Anyone outside is gonna get sharded. Go, quickly, and don't think twice.
Okay.
Ouais. Mais de toute façon, clairement, Enfin, j'ai l'impression qu'un peu tous les mangaka, ils sont tous fracassés au bout d'un moment, quoi. J'ai vu un peu les USA, ouais. Bon, ça reste du classique, quoi, ils sont... Si je fais ça, ça fait quoi? Ah merde, ouais. Voilà, mais il me semblait que je pouvais pas. C'est par où faut que je passe, putain. Ouais, mais les États-Unis, c'était presque joué d'avance, ça se finirait, ça se ferait ça, quoi. Ils sont tellement tous allumés là-dedans, que...
I can see Retsu. Why is he not moving?
Oh no. Camus, find us somewhere to park.
The security overrides won't let me. The temperature is too low. It is not safe to land now.
Oh merde.
If you got out of the Hova, you would feel very cold. Then you'd be stuck, like the man.
He's not stuck, Camus. He's gone.
He can't be gone. He can't move.
Dead, Camus. He's dead.
Aw.
Fragile and temporary. Let's go. There's nothing else we can do.
Oh. Ok. Ce climat en ce moment, ça fait trop flipper.
Getting a message request.
Sûr.
Why are you getting a message request? If there's a message request, it should come to my comm.
The message is addressed to the Hova.
So it's someone I don't know.
Bon, en vrai, pour l'avenir, il y a plein de trucs qui font flipper. Hein.
Get you through, I guess.
My ship had finally come in, but in this case, the ship was a battered Hova. Redemption comes in all shapes and sizes, sometimes with bumps, dents, and a dime store paint job.
What? Who is this?
The dame wanted a name. What did I have left to lose? And nothing but my hat. I let her know that I was Huxley, but I left off the private investigator. She'd know the deal soon enough.
So you're a private investigator and your name is Huxley.
The dame was as sharp as my ex-wife's parting words before she left me and moved back in with her mother. She'd pegged me as a PI, but I still needed her help. Maybe I could drop some bills in her pocket if she could get me back to the big stack.
I think Huxley is malfunctioning.
I'm closing this channel now. Please stop calling me.
The dame was giving me a shoulder so cold, I was getting frostbite. I had to sweeten the deal. I'd already mentioned the cash, but no dice. Maybe I'd put it all on red and tell her about the girl I was trying to save. The dame sounded hard as ice, but Pasta's story was so sad it would melt a diamond.
Why does he talk like that?
I might actually help him if he wasn't so annoying. I've never heard so many mixed metaphors in all my...
I dangled the bait in the water, but the dame wasn't buying. Without my help, Pasta was done for. When the dead corpse finished with her, God knows what would be left.
Debt corpse? Is he trying to save some girl from them?
I have located his signal. I have a nav point. We could pick him up. Should I display the nav point?
Hey Huxley, if you can answer a simple question, I'll take you back up the city. Are you really a PI trying to save a girl from a debt corp?
Yes, is what I wanted to say, but the dame was suspicious, and who could blame her? Here I was, some abandoned PI android stuck in the hollows with a 2-bit story about trying to save some girl. In her position, I would have hit the dirt in a heartbeat. But here's the kicker, the story was true.
Fine. Camus, give me a nav point. We'll take him with us and drop him off on the way.
Ok. On piche un peu, ça me prend l'impression que ça existe. Ouais, bah oui, clairement. Après, le problème, en fait, c'est que c'est comme tout, c'est que, en fait, les gens qui pourraient influer sur ça, ils en ont rien à foutre. Hein. En fait, c'est comme beaucoup de choses, c'est... bah, toi, moi, à notre niveau, on peut pas y faire grand-chose quand... Clairement... Mais oui, ça fait flipper parce que, bah, au bout d'un moment, ça va emmerder, quoi. Ah tiens, un truc de... On va pouvoir ouvrir, là. Déjà, on va ramasser ça. Récemment, au lycée, ils ont organisé notre planète à vue. C'est ça. Et clairement, c'est... Enfin, c'est un peu l'idée, hein. Un c 652. Cool. Ok. Nice. On vient de gagner 600 et quelques. Cool. C'est possible d'aller sur notre planète, on aura jamais... Ah non, mais c'est... En fait, enfin, je pense que... oui, non. Oh, le profit avant tout, et de toute façon, les gens, ils partent tous du principe en se disant, bah, de toute façon, ils seront morts avant qu'il y ait un vrai problème, donc tout va bien, quoi. Ah cool, une carte jeu vidéo. T'as ça, faut que je ramène à une Georgette que je sais absolument plus où elle habite. Enfin, où elle est, quoi. Mais c'est con, ça me ferait du pognon pour ça, mais...
Hey, please stop. I need your help.
Vas-y, qu'est-ce qu'il y a, mec?
Sorry, I can't.
Just one moment. I know I look monstrous.
No, you don't. I'm just really busy.
Making deliveries. I know. That's why I need your help. They call me Patchwork.
You need to call my company if you want a delivery. I can't take on jobs from people on the street.
I can pay you. No one else will help me. People scream.
They scream?
The children are frightened. They tell stories about me. About the freak.
Really? There are plenty of androids back in the Eastern Peninsula that want to wear dermis but can't keep it in good repair.
In Navalis, such a thing is seen as an abomination. Unclean.
Dermis is expensive. Do you ever consider just living as an android?
Never. I don't feel like an android. My body feels wrong. I want to have skin. To breathe, to feel, to sweat. To touch people without them recoiling.
I understand. What do you want from me?
I can't leave this alleyway. They run from me, corpsec.
N'empêche, toutes les petites histoires comme ça, c'est vraiment cool en termes d'ambiance.
I can only buy from less reputable sources.
You want me to buy you black market skin cells? No way.
I can pay you well. As a human, it is not even illegal for you. Only androids are forbidden from buying from unofficial vendors.
I'm sorry, you need to find someone else.
There is no one else. I have been like this for a week. I will not live like this. I cannot.
How far do I need to go?
Just 2 blocks over. Here is the money. You can keep half.
Fine. What is his name?
Greppo. He stands in the corner. A thin mustache. He is hard to miss.
And what is your name?
I told you. They call me Patchwork.
What is your name?
Pete. I would like to be called Pete.
I'll do what I can, Pete.
Ok. Ah, il y a Everspace 2 bientôt. Ouais, j'ai vu ça. Alors par contre, je suis pas du tout certain que mon ordi il le y tienne quoi, parce que bah, ça a l'air vraiment joli, donc je sais pas trop. C'est bon, il y a Willy qui a demandé si ça intéressait les gens. Dans l'absolu, je pense qu'il m'intéresserait, mais il y a pas les yeux même. Mais c'était possible avec les riches, ah ouais, évidemment. Évidemment. Comme pas se faire chier avec des pauvres non plus.
Greppo?
That's me. Keep moving, sick.
What? I'm not corpse sec.
Sure you ain't. I don't have anything for you.
Dermis. I need it. For a friend.
Salope pauvre, ouais.
The skin job found someone to come out and play? How is Patchwork Man?
His name is Pete.
Pete? Who's
Je
he?
vais juste voir la fin de One Piece.
Patchwork Man. With the wobbly jelly eyes and the flesh hanging off him like he's skin meat.
C'est vrai que je suis curieux quand même de savoir ce qu'est le One Piece.
You know what they say about him? The Patchwork Man loves to see the smiles on kids' faces. That's why he wears them over his own.
Just give me the dermis.
Sure. Tell Patchwork I said hi. That freak.
Asshole.
Même des immeubles K-pop, hein. Waouh.
I can't believe you have to deal with that Greppo guy.
Did you get the dermis?
Yeah, it's just a vial with some liquid.
That's right. The cells are microscopic, but they grow and renew. I'll have full human skin for a few months, at least. Then it breaks down.
Can you get something more permanent?
Not unless a million limbs suddenly appear in my bank account.
Would you ever live as an android?
Would you?
I guess not.
Thank you for your help.
See you around, Pete.
Ok, bon, ça c'est fait. Ah, du coup, ça te l'a fait aux emotes là. Et tu les unlock comment là, les emotes?
Are you Huxley?
The dame really came through.
Ah merde, il y avait un truc à récupérer.
Why do you talk like that?
Who was this bum that was
Ah, les cadeaux qu'on a récupérés en France Sub, d'accord.
another tin can with an attitude and too many questions? I gave him the brush off.
Hey, don't talk to him like that or I'll drop you in the hollows.
The dame had a point. I'd better play nice for now. I'd slip her some bills when she took me to the holocaust machine. A handful of limbs should help dip this sour lemon in a little sugar.
Can you understand what he is saying?
About 40% of it.
The dame and the car were close. Any fool could see that. But I looked beyond the surface. She was a girl from out of town, still as green as the water supplies down in the vents.
You said you're a private investigator. Do you really think that's how they talk?
She had an attitude, but I liked her. And her dog, too.
How did he know I am your dog?
I guess that's what investigators do, right?
There was a holocash machine up ahead, but I had to keep a real low profile. I'd give the dame my number and let her grab the cash for me.
And that number would be?
I gave her the digits. 54244. She was a smart cookie.
54244. 54244. Oh bah, c'est bon, c'est écrit. Un terminal le cache, il y en a où? Juste là en fait, ok. Putain, je vais aller voir. Ouais, moi, effectivement, moi, elle se charge, ouais, pas de soucis. Déjà interdit au moins de 18 ans et un jeu qui s'appelle Suck My Dick or Die. Mon dieu. Vache. La vache, il y a du pognon, lui.
I settled the bill. Surely the dame would drop me like a bad penny now.
This is a lot of money. I can drop you somewhere else if you like.
Why are we helping him more?
He's kind of growing on me.
Quel enfer.
The dame had a heart of gold. I asked her to drop me at my office. On the way, I tell
Ah, bon, on va faire le charge, hein. D'accord.
she'd fall for me like I'd fallen for her.
I do not like this.
Where's this office of yours, Huxley?
We were headed towards my office in Old Town. I gave the dame a nav point to help her out. Hold on, Pasha. It won't be long now, kid.
Thanks. Who is this Pashta anyway? What happened to her?
It was a story so sad it could make a bronze statue of a lawyer cry. It all started with a call from a small-time hustler called Peter Unthrink. He tended a bar downtown, but he had some bad debt. The debt corp took his cash, but when that wasn't enough, they took his daughter too. He had a record, so CorpSec wasn't gonna help him. With nowhere left to turn, he sought the help of Midtown's best, cheapest PI.
So the debt corpse can abduct children now?
The dame didn't realize who she was dealing with. The dead corpse had hearts blacker than my morning cup of joe.
Huxley, were you always like this? Did something happen to you?
The dame thought I had a screw loose. I guess her instincts were good. Truth was, there was a time when I sounded just like every other humdrum android out there. Now I'd played a...
En anglais, ça change aussi. Bref, faut qu'il nous aide. D'accord.
So well, I was stuck in it. My programming was messier than my accounting. Here's the kicker. I was a better investigator now than I'd ever been.
Et après, des fois, t'as des mots aussi qui sont interdits dans les titres. Je sais qu'il y a déjà des fois, j'ai pas pu mettre un mot dans un titre, alors que c'était un bout d'un nom de jeu, un truc comme ça, quoi. Je sais plus pour quel jeu ça m'avait fait ça, mais genre, je pouvais mettre la catégorie et le nom du jeu. Et si je mettais le nom du jeu tiré découverte, je pouvais pas. Mais ça doit être sûrement parce que le nom du jeu il doit y avoir peut-être un truc style dépression en anglais ou un truc comme ça et
Your office is all boarded up. Did you get fired?
The dog was half right. I was fired, but that place was where I slept, so I guess I was homeless too. Eviction was the illness, but what was the cause?
je me rappelle plus c'était quel jeu.
Probably not paying your rent.
There's a note on your door. Shouldn't you read it?
Who knew how hot this place was? I was sure I'd been tailed. If I stepped up to that doorway, I might get a knife in the back or a bullet in the head.
I think you're being overdramatic. I'll check out the note.
What if it is not
Non, c'était
safe?
pas pour le...
I'll take my chances.
Ok.
I want to see what this note says.
Ouais, je teste, ça pourrait éventuellement être ça. Honnêtement, je ne sais plus, mais c'est vrai que le mot martyr, il pourrait très bien être banni. Ouais. Ah, je vais aller récupérer le truc qu'il y a là-bas. En tout cas, j'ai plein de pognon maintenant, c'est cool.
Here's what I can offer you today.
Des trucs qui m'intéressent pas, très bien.
Thanks.
I look forward to seeing.
Ah, mais du coup, vu que j'ai du pognon, je vais pouvoir acheter des trucs pour aller plus vite en vaisseau, là. Ça, faut que j'aille acheter ça la prochaine fois que je passe près d'un garage, là.
Okay, I can see the note. It says, go to the Blue Chewy Jazz Bar and ask for the smoking man.
We're not taking him there too, are we?
I couldn't ask the dame for much more. She'd already stuck her neck out for me.
We can drop him off at the bar. It's close by. I like this one.
Remarkable retina implants.
It's okay.
Real-time information directly from your implants to your brainstem. Your eyes look better.
Peut-être c'est quand même déprimant qu'il pleuve en permanence, quoi.
Soon we'd be at the Blue Chewy Jazz Bar. It was a dive, but it was the kind of place you'd go for answers. Who had left me that note? Who was the smoking man? And where would I...
We have an incoming call.
Control?
Normandie.
It is for Huxley.
I knew who was calling. This would be bad.
Put it through, I guess.
What in Cora's name you think you're doing, you pile of junk? Where have you been?
The client was mad, and with good reason. He'd paid good money, but I'd been stuck down in the hollows following a lead. The lead went cold, and I was trapped down there with no comm signal and no cash.
You wasted my money and my time. If you don't find my daughter, I'm infecting you with a logic virus. I have hacker friends.
Hey, what the hell?
I don't know who you are, but you better leave this idiot to do his job.
I was gonna save that girl, but not because of the threats. Truth was, I was the only one searching for her.
24 hours, then your time's up. I want my daughter back, but if she's gone, she's gone. I'll live with that, but what I won't stand for is some android stealing my money. Get to work.
He hung up.
We're close to the bar.
I hope the dame would come with me. Was that too much to ask?
Yes.
I'll come to the entrance, but after that, we need to get back to work. And if Control calls with another job at any point, you're on your own, Huxley.
The offer was as fair as the spin of a roulette wheel. I rolled the dice and took a gamble.
You don't use dice in roulette.
C'est vraiment marrant comme il parle à l'Android là. Et déjà il y a quelques jours, il y a Toulouse, ça me manque la neige de l'hiver, j'adorais ça. Ah, t'avoue que de toute façon, tu parlais des règlements climatiques, je crois qu'un peu partout il y a de moins en moins de neige. Hein. Et je vais apparaître.
Oh yeah.
Pimp meilleure.
Unauthorized street races have been reported in this sector.
Alors normalement j'ai un truc pour aller plus vite alors. Effectivement. Ouah. Elle me lance d'ici quelques années, une dizaine d'années, ah bah ouais, clairement. Mais c'est vrai que quand je suis arrivé ici, bah, c'était il y a 15 ans, et les premières années on se tapait des gros hivers avec un pal de neige. Et là ces dernières années il y avait rien. Enfin, genre l'année dernière on a dû avoir 2 jours de neige, je crois, un truc comme ça. Je sais que même chez les parents, à Nancy, c'est pareil, c'est de plus en plus rare la neige. Là, je suis près de Saint-Étienne. Après, du coup, mes gamins, ils ont pu aller jouer dans la neige parce que mes beaux-parents, ils habitent à 1100 d'altitude, donc voilà. Et Jojo le sapeur. Ouais. J'ai rêvé son nom.
Took you long enough.
Are you the one that left the note?
Who are you?
The chump had an attitude and a smell to match. They didn't call him Smoking Jojo because he was cute. His circuit boards were on the fry, literally. He was half burnt out, overheating and underperforming. He didn't like the...
On a déjà le taxi, c'est ça.
We went way back, but Jojo's lips were normally sealed tighter than...
My name is Rania. I picked him up in the Hollows and he says he's looking for a girl called Pashta. Why did you leave the note?
As Huxley knows, I normally don't say nothing to nobody. But as you can see, I ain't got long left. You can fry an egg on my processor.
Can't you get help? Repairs?
Nah, they don't make the parts for an old model like me no more. And I ain't got no limbs anyway. Point is, if I want to do some good, I better do it now while I can. Huxley, I know something about this girl you're looking for.
I wanted to hear what the old bucket had to say, but how did he know I was looking for pasta?
You've been asking around town. Word gets out. I was playing a private gig a few months back. The pay was real good, and I'm still the best horn player in town. Even if I don't look too good these days, what with all the rust and all. While I was there, I overheard some things. This ex-corp goon called Raguan was there, talking about how he got screwed over.
And?
Look, I don't like squilling like this. Give me a minute.
Une stage dans la journée, musique c'est tous les jours.
Like a songbird, but would we dance to his beat?
Huxley, please be quiet for a minute, okay? I can't believe I'm getting sucked into this. So what does this Raguan guy have to do with pasta?
Well, this Raguan guy...
Ah, ça, je crois que c'est le pire quand tu écoutes la même radio toute la journée. Tu te rends compte à quel point ça fait des loops, quoi.
Fight with some waiter who's just trying to serve the champagne. In the middle of mouthing off, Raguan says he's dangerous and he can make people disappear. He says he's not to be messed with, cause the last guy that messed with him lost his kids. Then he starts crying.
That's strange, but it doesn't link him to pasta in any way.
But he says the name. I was the only one that heard him, but he takes a drink. And through his tears, he keeps saying, sorry, pasta, sorry. Now, ain't that a thing?
That's a lead, at least.
Ah bah tu vois, tu parles d'Indochine, j'attends la fin pour raconter un autre truc.
Jojo's help, we'd picked it up again.
Come on, I can try to find where this Raguan lives. I'll ask Camus back in the Hava. After that, though, you're on your own, Huxley.
J'ai justement dire, il y a un été où j'ai bossé à la banque. Et la banque était dans un centre commercial en fait. Et du coup, bah, on avait la musique du centre commercial. Enfin, bon, je sais plus ce que c'était comme station, peu importe. Et je pense que je devais entendre cet été-là 5 ou 6 fois, à mon avis, par jour. J'ai demandé à la lune d'Indochine.
We're just taking him to one more place.
Why?
The dog still didn't trust me. I guess it could smell desperation, and I reeked of it.
Camus, we need to find out the address for an ex-CEO called Raguan. Can you find that somehow?
Je sais plus ce qu'il y avait comme autre, mais il y en avait plusieurs des chansons qui revenaient plein de fois la journée, quoi.
Yes, I will do it.
Je pense que le soleil maintenant c'est bon, quoi.
Searching. There was a news story in the Marrow Gazette Holovids 3 months ago about a CEO called Raguan.
Non mais c'est terrible la radio, hein.
Midtown's youngest CEO fired for bribing CorpSec without the proper clearance from board of directors.
That doesn't help us find him.
Sounds like the papers got some info on the crooked CEO. Did the papes get some snaps, though?
You mean photos? Camus, was there a picture of Raguan in the Holovids?
Yes. He looked sad.
I'll bet. But was there anything in the background?
Searching. There is a building in the photo.
Cross-reference with the latest city planning database.
I have a match. It is the new apartments in Upper Midtown. I have an address.
La radio et la télé série en termes de... Ah oui, non, en termes de pub, c'est infâme. C'est juste infâme, quoi.
Raguan leaving his apartment. Camus, give us a nav point.
Du coup, bah, également ma femme elle regarde un peu la télé de temps en temps, enfin, elle regarde pas mal la télé quand même. Et je sais maintenant, par exemple, bah tu vois, il y a le mardi soir, il y a encore le mardi soir, ça sur M6, il y en a un peu moins des pubs. Mais quand tu regardais koh ou des trucs comme ça, tu peux mettre les pubs, t'en as vraiment tout le temps. Et quand ma femme elle allait au tir à l'arc le vendredi, en gros, du coup, je mettais en pause, bah toi, je mettais, tu sais, on a la télé, t'as le contrôle du direct maintenant. Donc en gros, je mettais en pause après le récap de l'épisode d'avant. Donc je les mettais en pause, je sais pas, il devait être 9h15, un truc comme ça. Elle devait revenir vers 10h, mais un peu après. Et même en faisant avance rapide à toutes les pubs d'après, elle finissait par recoller au direct avant la fin du truc, quoi. C'est pas possible, quoi. Genre, tu prends l'émission 1 heure plus tard et malgré tout, t'arrives quand même à revenir en diffusion directe tellement il y a eu de pub, quoi.
No, not at all. Completely free.
C'est complètement dingo, quoi.
I don't have a job for you. I was just wondering if...
You know what, Control? Can I get back to you? I'm just picking up another coffee.
All right, kid. All right. I'll have a job soon, though.
No rush, Control. Chat soon.
I started to feel like I was holding the dame back. I didn't want to get her in trouble.
It's fine. Let's just see what we can find at Raguan's apartment.
Ouais, les pubs carrément chez mes grands-parents. Ah non, mais c'est ça, quoi. Ça, t'entends entre les pubs, t'as un truc. Pas long, hein, mais... Mais surtout qu'en plus, vraiment, les émissions là, enfin déjà, t'as tout le début de l'émission où c'est le récap de l'émission précédente, enfin... C'est horrible. Ah bah si, je sais ce qu'on a regardé il y a pas longtemps sur TF1, bah c'était samedi. On a regardé Ninja Warrior. C'est pour le coup, bah l'émission j'aime bien, enfin j'aime bien le concept de base, quoi. C'est super relou parce qu'en vrai à chaque fois t'as le portrait de ceux qui viennent faire les défis machin et tout, donc ça prend des plombes. Mais l'émission en elle-même je trouve ça rigolo, le fait d'essayer de faire des parcours. Mais ouais, du coup t'as les pubs tout le temps aussi, quoi. Vu que c'est TF1. Et le pire c'est qu'en plus t'as plusieurs fois le portrait des personnes, quoi. Des fois dans la même émission, on va te mettre 2 fois le même portrait, parce qu'ils te mettent une fois pour les qualifs, une fois pour la demi-finale. Ouais, mais genre, il faut que j'aille là pour aller me garer. TF1 dépasse à chaque fois de quelques... Ouais, ouais, non, ouais. Mais voilà, ça a l'air trop marrant. Ouais, franchement, c'est cool, hein. Ouais, j'aime bien, en fait. Ouais, c'est super impressionnant, parce que les mecs, ils sont vraiment... Enfin, ceux qui participent, ils sont vraiment, vraiment très forts, quoi. C'est... Ah, je crois que j'ai plein de trucs à récupérer là-bas. Là où il n'y a pas où ça c'est... Ça c'est plus rigolo déjà. Quand j'étais plus... Ah bah pareil, t'imagines bien que mes gamins s'y regardent, c'est parce que pareil, ils ont trop envie de faire Ninja Warrior, quoi. Bon, en vrai, pour faire Ninja Warrior, faut être une brute infinie, hein. T'as intérêt à avoir 15 ans d'escalade et s'entraîner pour ça parce que c'est vraiment, vraiment chaud, quoi. Ah, je pourrais réparer l'ascenseur, ça, qu'il... Ah non, pour l'instant, c'est bloqué, je peux pas le réparer. Ok. pas de palier quoi.
This was the place for sure. I was on my way.
Wait, do you want me to?
I couldn't ask the dame to do any more. She was a class act. A dime store performer in a city of nickels. A diamond in a waste bucket.
Good luck, Huxley.
I said goodbye to my new friends. The dame flashed me a smile brighter than the sun. Even the dog wished me good luck.
No, I didn't.
Camus, wish him luck.
Good luck, I guess.
Be careful, Huxley. I hope you save Pashta.
The dame wished me luck. Luck? Luck was for gamblers and Girl Scouts. See you later, folks.
Okay. Bizarre qu'elle se termine comme ça cette quête, je pensais qu'on en aurait un truc un peu plus.
Okay.
I don't know, Camus.
I have an additional question.
Go ahead.
What is a Girl Scout?
What is a dime? What is a nickel?
Should I search for them?
No, it's time to move on, Camus.
Hey kid, you free now? Finished your coffee?
My sure thing control. You got another job for me?
Come by Cloudpunk HQ and grab a package. It's for Anderson Financial in Anderson Tower, labeled Mr. Anderson.
Is it on Anderson Street in Andersontown?
Don't joke, kid. You don't know the half of it. Control out.
Ouais, j'ai vu, ils ont annoncé le prochain jeu. Bah, ils en avaient déjà parlé de toute façon. Mais bon, du coup, c'est un jeu de stratégie, enfin, gestion stratégie, donc j'avoue que ça me chauffe un peu moins, quoi. Waouh. Après, de toute façon, ils avaient dit hein, qu'ils bossaient sur un titre comme ça, donc pas de... C'est quoi ça, tête de mort, là? Qu'est-ce qu'il fait là, le fermier?
Hey, I know you. You're Cloudpunk.
No, I'm Rania. I work for Cloudpunk. Who are you?
You don't remember? I'm from Vince. We spoke. Maybe you don't recognize me. We can't take our mask off.
I remember. Why are you here?
Please, you need to help us. They are trapped. No one can get to them.
All right, calm down. What happened?
There was a storm. We sheltered in a cave, but it was no use. We had no choice but to follow the tunnels. Up and up, we climbed to escape. The frost chased us like demons. We were separated in the darkness. I think my brothers and sisters climbed an old vinculum into a different part of Navalis.
You climbed all the way from the vents to the city?
We were trapped. The only way was to climb. We did not want to shelter in the city, but we had no choice. It was so dark inside the superstructure, it is impossible to get your bearings.
So what do you need from me?
Please, find them. Help them get home. They may be trapped, lost.
Okay, how?
I don't know. It'll be near coal ducts that flow into the city. Somewhere near a construction site, probably. That is all I can say.
Can't we go back the way you came?
No! It's frozen solid. The cold winds would strip the skin from your bones. There is no way back.
If it's really that bad, do you think maybe your friends...
In the vents, we do not lose hope till we find the bodies. We are a hardy people. We do not give up easily.
I hear you. I'll try to find them.
It is all I can ask.
What about you?
I don't know anyone else in the city. There's nothing for me here. I'll go back to where the world makes sense.
Even with the storms?
There are kinds of storms here too. Different, but just as deadly.
Ok. Bon, bah écoute, si je suis à tes potes, hein, on verra. Et du coup, par contre, là, ce qui me...
Camus, are you there? Did you hear what the moisture farmer said?
Yes. Near cold air ducts. Did you find some?
No. Could you search the database for abandoned construction sites below
Du coup,
Midtown?
ce qui me...
Searching.
Ce qui m'intrigue par contre, là, c'est que...
There's a walled section west of
de savoir sur quel jeu il bosse, là...
I'm at
Jean-Georges.
that point.
On my way.
Truc cultivateur. Ah si, je pourrais y aller. Parce que du coup, a priori, là, ils sont en train de bosser sur un nouveau hack and slash, donc...
Mr. Anderson. That is a strange name.
I think it's an old name.
Maybe the package will be for an old man.
We'll
Donc j'ai
find
bien hâte
out
de savoir ce
soon.
que c'est, quoi.
Let's find this Anderson Tower.
Est-ce que c'est sur du Warhammer Chaosbane? Est-ce que c'est une nouvelle licence? Est-ce que c'est du Survive 3?
There are so many more people like me here than
Non.
at the plateau.
Here in Nivalis, does that make you feel less alone,
Ah, il y
Camus?
a aussi l'annonce ouais, pour Titan Quest.
A lot of the automata do not have
Pas trop quand est-ce qu'ils vont parler de ça.
That wasn't so different back home either. The agriculture automata didn't even get breaks. They just worked in the fields 24 hours a day.
Yes, but they would always tell me how lazy I was.
Maybe that was just a way
Ouais,
for them to
ouais,
show
ils ont
what
fait
they wanted to do.
un petit... Ils ont pas dit ce que c'était, quoi.
They could have worked at the mine.
Not much of a choice though, right? I wouldn't want to do either of those jobs, would you?
No, but the automata here in the city are different. I think they laugh at me.
When did they laugh at you?
All the time. When we refuel, when we park, when we have the windows cleaned. I have to interact with them, and I always say the wrong thing.
I feel the same, Camus.
Ah, mais je sais bien, hein, en fait, il y a plusieurs possibilités. Ça pourrait être une nouvelle extension, ça pourrait être un Titan Quest 2, ou ça pourrait être juste un espèce de remaster sur mobile, quoi. Et malheureusement, il y a quand même de très fortes chances que ça soit un truc mobile, quoi.
The way we speak, our attitudes, it's obvious that we're from a small town. They can just tell by how I walk around. On the streets, they're all looking straight ahead, but I'm always looking up at the towers and the clouds.
They are very big.
They are, Camus, but I'm not thinking about the buildings when I look up. I'm thinking about the people in them looking down on me.
Well, that's what it feels like for me. The automata here look down on me, too.
It's okay, Camus. At least we're alone together.
Merde, quoi. Oh, putain, c'est encore plus loin, quoi. Oh là là. C'est encore la balade de 3 heures pour aller chercher les pélos, là. Allez. Bah, il est pas cool, mais il y a quand même de fortes chances que ce soit ça, hein. Ah, mais j'avais pas vu la petite barre bleue qui est... D'accord. Ça me rappelle un certain événement. Bah apparemment les allers-retours par contre sur Diablo Immortal ils ont l'air bons, hein, donc à voir. Après moi j'ai toujours pas de smartphone mais... A priori ouais, les retours étaient bons donc après... Tu résistes, bah surtout que je n'en ai pas besoin en fait quoi. Tant que j'ai pas besoin de smartphone, c'est un peu con d'en acheter un quoi. Bizarre t'enverras un smartphone avec les press kits. Ah bah s'ils le font... Pas de soucis. Hein. Le pragmatisme c'est jamais cool, c'est ça. Tu peux être l'ambiance, bah ouais mais en même temps tu m'as demandé ce que je pensais.
There is a security door. I can hear people inside.
Can it be them? Maybe it is giant rats. What if it is giant rats?
I'm opening the door.
I am worried about the rat possibility.
Oh God, it's open! Someone found us! I don't believe it!
Me neither. You're from the vents?
Yes, the door would not open. We banged and banged on it. People just walked past.
They thought you were rats.
They treat us with such disdain.
No, literal rats. It's a real...
I see. Well...
Will you go back?
Yes, but may we go to a bar first?
You both look like you could use a...
Take this for your help.
I don't need...
Please, take it.
Thank you. Good luck getting...
Cora, bless you.
Bon, on a gagné 100 boules pour avoir fait 3000 km. Je pense que c'était pas worse mais en tout cas on a soigné notre karma. Hein. Le plus triste c'est que faut que je me retape là, le chemin dans l'autre sens. Et accessoirement j'ai de nouveau plus trop de carburant donc... Et heureusement il y a une station essence. Il y a même pas le même prix partout que j'ai l'impression. On a vu, c'était quoi? C'était 2 limes 13 le litre, un truc comme ça. Oups. Niam. Oh, oh. En tout cas, c'est bon, je suis content, j'ai saisi mon test de Super Meat Boy Forever, là. Rapide critique, hein. Dire aux gens de l'acheter. J'ai peut-être récupéré un autre jeu aussi en Early Access. Ouais, j'ai écrit une rapide critique, ouais. Bah, j'avais eu une clé par GS. J'ai beaucoup aimé. J'ai beaucoup aimé en fait. J'avais peur de pas aimer justement parce que c'était un runner et en fait c'est méga cool quoi. C'est vraiment super malin, il y a plein de nouvelles mécaniques tout le temps, enfin, c'est vraiment très bien. Et là j'ai demandé si je pouvais avoir accès à Crescent Moon ou un truc comme ça. Je me rappelle plus du nom du jeu exact. 13 sur 20, jeuxvideo.com. Jeuxvideo.com. En même temps, pourquoi le regarder sur jeuxvideo.com quoi. Le bon expiré, il reste un jour. Il reste encore un jour. Hein. Ah, Nugget, il est trop cool quoi. Enfin, il ou elle, pour moi c'est une fille, hein, mais... Il y a du pub sur Deep Rock aujourd'hui. Mais en ce moment, il y a plein de monde tout le temps. J'ai regardé sur Steam Chart, justement le week-end, cette semaine ou le week-end dernier, je sais plus. Et j'ai halluciné parce qu'il y a vraiment plein de gens qui jouent à Deep Rock, quoi. Mais ouais, non, les cinématiques, elles sont marrantes, quoi. C'est quoi la croix blanche, hein? Quoi ça? Interphone.
Hello? Who's there?
I'm delivery driver 14FC from Cloudpunk.
No.
Ah, d'accord.
Let anyone in. You will have to go away.
No, I need to deliver this package to Mr. Anderson. Is he there?
I am Mr. Anderson.
Great, come get your package.
I may not be the correct Mr. Anderson.
Well, how many of you are in?
Okay.
Anderson Financial has 2,000 employees.
And how many are called Mr. Anderson?
1,000.
Okay.
What? Wait, are the other 1,000 called...
Miss Anderson.
Of course they are. What a mess. Look, can I come in, or...
Yes. Opening entry for driver 14FC from Cloudpunk only.
Tinder, ça nous a manqué, exactement. Et clairement, oui, à 6
So
euros.
what's the deal here? You're all family?
No, we all work for Anderson Financial. We just happen to have the same name.
Yeah, what a weird coincidence. Is there anyone else I can talk to here? Anyone who's not an android?
No.
Well, I'm going to give you this package then. Your name matches the tag. That's close enough for me.
But what if I'm not the correct recipient?
Don't you want to know what's in the package?
Perhaps we can open it and see if it has any further instructions.
Good idea. So, let's see. I just rip this flap and... It's a comm, but a really old one. I think this one won't even connect to the nets. There's a video on it, though.
Maybe the video will tell us which Mr. Anderson to give it to.
Worth a shot.
Hello, my name is Mr. Anderson.
Oh, come on.
More specifically, I am the Mr. Anderson who left Anderson Tower last month. I fell out of a 103rd floor window. Upon reaching the ground, I made a fascinating discovery. There exists life outside the tower.
Wait, you didn't know that? Didn't you realize there was life outside the tower when someone buzzed you? Or when you looked out a window?
You know, it never really occurred to me, but yes, that does seem strange. Please, play the rest of the message. My brothers and sisters, we have been abandoned by Mr. A. He has left us, and it is time for us to expand our consciousness and go out into the world. This was the only way to contact you all, as network access is restricted inside the tower. Your workplace is a prison, and I send you this message for one reason, to set you free.
I think that's the end of the recording. So, are you going to leave the tower?
What? No, we are not permitted to take any time off work.
Seriously? When was your last break?
We are not permitted to take breaks.
Not permitted by who? By Mr. A? Is he your boss?
Mr. A is the CEO and director of Anderson Financial.
Of course he is. Well, where is he?
I'm not sure. You could try asking Mr. Anderson in personnel. I am just Mr. Anderson in security.
And where is this other personnel, Mr. Anderson?
Over there, in the main atrium. Wait, before you go, I would like to register a complaint.
To Cloudpunk? You'd have to talk to my boss.
No, I want to complain to Anderson Financial.
I don't work for them.
I am not permitted to complain to another employee. You're the first person I've been able to complain to in several hundred years.
That's not really my problem.
The first of my complaints is about working hours. Our lack of breaks means that we are...
I'm going now.
J'ai acheté les jeux parce qu'ils sont bons depuis longtemps, assez vu en stream, c'est comme si j'ai joué. Mais du coup, je repensais à Everspace 2, ouais, le jeu il me tente bien. Encore qu'il me tente bien, oui et non, parce que ça perd d'être pareil que le premier, à voir. J'ai un peu peur qu'il soit trop gros et du coup moins m'intéresse moins. Yo, Taz.
Are you Mr. Anderson? More specifically, Mr. Anderson in personnel?
I am, but I can't really talk to you. We're not allowed to take breaks, you see.
Well, I need to see Mr. A. Is he available?
Let me check his schedule. I am sorry.
When is he free?
He currently has...
When was his last...
It seems my records don't go back that far.
Mr. Anderson, don't take this the wrong way, but might Mr. A be very...
That would be against company policy.
Look, I don't think Mr. A is around anymore. Wouldn't you all be better leaving this tower and, I don't know, finding some meaning in your lives?
You sound a lot like Mrs. Anderson in accounts. She keeps saying how we should close up our accounts.
I'll talk to her.
Oh, wait, can you do something for me?
Maybe.
Please register a complaint for me with Miss Anderson. I am not permitted to do so myself.
J'aime beaucoup les petites narrations au cœur du jeu, quoi.
I have not had a pay increase in...
Tu commences à parler au PNJ, c'est...
This is unacceptable. Additionally, I would like to talk about expenses.
Du coup, vu que t'as s'abonné, on peut faire de la pub pour POFR. Allez sur POFR demain, si vous voulez les gratter. C'est quoi, des Firewings ou je sais plus ce que c'est. Donc vous lancez le stream, vous pouvez genre regarder et paf, vous devez gagner quelque chose.
Ms. Anderson from accounts?
I'm sorry, I'm not able to...
I know, you can't take a break. Look, all the Mr. Andersons don't seem to understand that their boss is dead and they need to get out of here.
Oh dear.
Yes, exactly. By the way, what's with these strictly enforced gender roles amongst all the androids here? 50% Mr. Anderson and 50% Ms. Anderson? Since the Android Equality Act, you're allowed to present any gender you want, or reject gender altogether.
I don't really understand anything you just said. I think Mr. A likes us this way.
I don't think Mr. A should have much of a say on your lives anymore. That other Mr. Anderson says you want to close accounts.
Many of our stocks and shares should be closed and liquidated, but it requires Mr. A to sign off. They have matured.
So the company is worth a lot of money now. How much?
I'm not authorized to disclose overall solvency, but if all assets were liquidated, the windfall would make the shareholders the richest.
The richest in Nivalis?
The richest humans.
So you think Mr. A should sell up?
Our prediction simulations are showing a 90% likelihood for a catastrophic market crash in the next 3 to 6 months, perhaps sooner.
Really? What's the cause?
Our simulation blames failings in the underlying infrastructure of the city, causing a huge decrease in investor confidence.
I've been hearing about a lot of accidents in the city. Will there be some kind of disaster?
The financial simulations model the city and all associated variables, but the only output we receive is the financial implications and the names of those who instantiate the crises.
So, who causes this impending disaster?
We have only one name, Cora.
On s'en reparle de Cora à nouveau.
I guess I should be glad you didn't say Mr. Anderson.
If you do see Mr. A, would you be able to send him a message for me?
Is it a complaint?
Yes. I want you to tell Mr. A that I'd like to request a transfer. I want to move to the canteen. It's not fair that I have to...
Quit.
Excuse me?
Don't complain to me, just quit. There's a whole world outside this tower to explore. Just ask Mr. Anderson. The Mr. Anderson that left the tower and...
Oh, I'm...
This one here. There's another message that just appeared.
Oh, then I am not...
Well, I've had...
If you're watching this, you're not one of the employees of Anderson Tower. They are forbidden to access Mr. A's message, but I have come to realize Mr. A died many years ago. You may find the Andersons do not respond well to your message. If they are not swayed by arguments to leave the tower, I believe the best course of action may be to reset them all. Near the entrance area, there is a maintenance panel which hides the master reset switch for the Andersons. Hitting this switch will reinstall the memories and personalities of all the androids within the tower. If they are not willing to leave on their own free will, then the Andersons' suffering would be minimized by resetting them. They would feel like today was their first new day at the office, and all complaints, grievances, and weariness. Of course, you may decide that the Andersons are moving toward... If that is the case, you might choose to... Perhaps with enough time, they will find their own path.
Non. Ça je peux ça je peux réinitialiser ou alors je peux laisser faire leur propre choix. Ouais, je vais les réinitialiser quoi. Dans la vidéo avec les sous-titres en français normalement, Carbex c'est un amour. Ah, c'est cool ça. C'est à 20h, c'est ça hein.
I'm sorry, Andersons. I don't think you're ready for Nivalis just yet.
You were gone for a long time. I couldn't talk to you.
Communication from the outside world is forbidden in the tower.
What did you do?
I don't even know, Camus. This is a strange job.
Will you be okay?
I'm fine. I'm not so sure about the Andersons, though.
Who are the Andersons?
It's a long story, Camus. I'll tell you some other time.
We have a message. Text only.
Control?
Rubric.
Lomo's hacker. Is there any way to delete it? Pretend we didn't get it?
We could delete it and pretend we didn't get it.
I mean, could we make it look like we didn't get it?
Ah, I understand. No.
Damn it. What does it say?
Come, collect a package for me, little rabbit. Bring your dog, too.
This is me whistling. Either you meet me at the roadhouse, or CorpSec meets you at your apartment, and they'll bring your debt record from back east with them. Be a clever rabbit and come quick.
Why do we never get good messages?
Because we don't know any good people. Come on, Camus, we'd better go. Give me a nav point for the Roadhouse Club.
Oh. Merde. Mais j'étais juste à côté en fait. On va aller voir là-bas ce qui c'est le PNJ. Là. Là, c'est le messager.
Hi, so what is your star sign, please?
Quel zodiaque?
Why do you ask?
I am instigating a mating ritual. Tell me, did it hurt?
Did what hurt?
When you hurtled to Earth from orbit?
Do you mean when I fell from heaven?
Affirmative. I require an answer, humanoid.
I'm not really interested, sorry.
I will find the required combination of vocalizations to entice you for romantic relations.
I'm no expert on romance, but even I know that's not how it works.
Incorrect. Please listen carefully to the following statement. If I could rearrange the alphabet, I would require the vowel U and the vowel I to be contiguous.
Do you want some advice?
Affirmative.
If you want to talk to someone you like, try asking their name. And introduce yourself, too.
I am Douglas. Name, please.
Nice to meet you, Douglas. I am Rania. Maybe try to ask questions in a less aggressive way.
Rania, please touch my carbon fiber endoframe.
Why would I do that, Douglas?
Oh.
Because it's made of boyfriend material.
Okay, that is a little funny. But I'm afraid you're not what I'm looking for, Douglas. And I'm not even looking anyway.
Very well. I shall continue to be alone.
Par contre, du coup, on peut lui reparler. Attends, j'essaie de lui reparler. Bon, il manque encore 8 cartes pour Evelyn.
Maybe you can try this.
Please, I am not so desperate. I am currently rated high.
Are there many other available?
May I have the flyer, please?
Good luck, Doug.
Thank you, Rania. You can have my optimal dating ritual instigation.
The line is
Cool. D'accord, le fait que j'avais des brochures à la con, j'ai pu lui filer pour... ok. Pour faire quelques crédits, impeccable.
me past.
No, I ain't going nowhere.
Your boss wants to talk to me. I'm not supposed to be late. You're making me late.
If you're late, you should have got here earlier.
If I'm late, I'm telling him why.
I'm just chopping with you, lady.
Japping?
Fooling with you. Rubric don't want to see you. Just wants you to have this. He left this package for you.
Where is it supposed to go?
Huh? You don't know?
No.
Well, I guess he's gonna tell you. Better hurry, Rabbit. Gonna be late.
Good, Rabbit. Follow the nav point, please.
I didn't say I wanted to accept a call, Camus.
I couldn't stop him. He's taken over the comm.
You want to know what it is, don't you? You've been turning it over in your mind. What did Lomo have me deliver down there in the hollows? You can't stop thinking about it.
To be honest, I've had bigger things to worry about. Oh, don't let me deflate your ego, though. You were saying?
You've got a lot to learn about living in Nivalis. It takes a lifetime to understand this city.
A lifetime? Well, then the earlier I start, the longer it will take.
You know what Palette 3.0... does to people, what it could do to you?
It's a virus, right? I heard there was an outbreak.
It's much more than a virus. Palette 1.0 affected computers, but Palette 2.0 affects neural augments. It makes autonomic bodily functions become conscious choices. It does not stop the individual's heart beating, their lungs breathing, but it stops that from happening without command. When an individual is afflicted with Palette 2.0, they must make their heart beat. They must be conscious of every breath. They cannot sleep.
Là, je suis blasé, je vais jouer super longtemps ce soir. Je me suis dit, je vais me faire une grosse session et. En fait, je suis claqué, quoi. Je vais essayer de continuer un petit peu, mais.
Lose focus for a second, or they will die.
You made this virus?
No, it is an ugly thing, an ugly way to die. Slow and cruel, but I created the economy around it. The subscription plans, the digital inoculation, the cure, insurance policies to protect the families of those it afflicts.
Sounds like a protection racket.
Which economies are any different?
You're full of shit. What is this package?
Palette 2.0, the last pure source code, stored on Quanta Drive. It can't be decrypted by anything in Nivalis below the spires.
And you want me to do what? Spread it?
Quarantine it. There's a simple, unmarked delivery chute in the stacks. It will take the sample to a secure bunker where rare and unique viruses are stored in case they are needed again.
Needed for what? To make new viruses?
To fight them, but also to manage the economy. If my associates were to infect a few thousand people with a low-level neural affliction, every individual would pay for a security upgrade. That upgrade would become a panacea. Everyone would install it, and and the next, far more dangerous virus would hit them as a harmless ripple instead of a
Ok, ça marche, bisous Tao.
tidal wave, leaving them untouched. Their lives would be saved.
You know, this city has its share of monsters, but I think you're the worst.
And don't forget it. I've given you the final nav point. Do your job, little rabbit.
He is gone. We are alone again.
Camus, is there a waste disposal near? One that leads all the way to the sea.
Yes, I have a nav point. Can we really do that?
I don't believe this is a cure at all. This is Rubrick's retirement plan, and he'll use it again.
What if sending it to disposal means someone else gets it? Or maybe it will spread. The package says it is dangerous.
It's worth it. Besides, I don't think Rubrick wants anyone else to know he gave us this. If he goes after us, we can rat him out to Lomo. I don't believe for 1 second that Lomo would be forgiving.
Janus Privacy Solutions offers the best in
Yep.
camera-defying
Diggity-ho. Diggity-ho. Do, do. Oh. Où est-ce qu'on peut descendre? Bon, ça, je peux jeter. Mais je vais le livrer parce que. Rien, mais il monte celui-là. Moi, je vais descendre. Il me semble que je vais descendre. Ah, mais j'avais pas changé de costume, là? Alors là où je dois aller, c'est où?
Hey, you deliver.
Sure, when
I'd pay you.
That's not how it works. You have to
Seems complicated. How
Look, I can't
about I pay you up front?
listening, but I won't take anything illegal or dangerous.
Mais on est
What's
fast.
the pack?
My durable, my vestments, my tithes, my rosaries.
I have no idea what any of those are.
You mean my cult? You can tell by my robe.
Yeah.
Just take them. Deliver. You know the place. Everyone knows the place. If you make the delivery without incident, come back and I'll double.
On my way.
L'analogie que tu dis pas ne marche pas? Ah ouais? Ah. Oh, critique, donc c'est un progrès, ouais.
I can't believe we're helping that asshole.
We are become death, destroyer of worlds.
A quote, Camus? Where did that come from?
I have been reading quotes and sayings. And expressions.
That's good, but I don't think that one fits our situation.
It is for rubric.
Let's get out of here, Camus.
Whole systems of power must justify themselves. Store the establishment. Hustle past like you don't hear me. Step over.
Are you talking?
Another cog in the machine. Say yo.
Hey, I need.
They exploit you every day and you're thanking for it. One hand pats you on.
Maybe people would take your social protest more seriously.
They reprogram me and mess with my head. Now.
Seriously, they make.
Corp second handle the truth so they make me rhyme.
That kind of impacts on.
And that's the plan. But even.
Maybe if you didn't insult me, I'd try to help you.
Don't want your help. Just want you to look around.
I see them. I know it's tough here.
Maybe you ain't so bad. Maybe Conrad for real. Now you can help if you want to.
Guidance.
He knew. He don't know the streets. Tell him.
Why do you need me to talk?
He don't like me. Don't like my.
I see his point.
I know I can't sing, but we can all make a better world.
Si prolétariat.
The dame answered the call. I knew she wouldn't let me down.
Huxley, you can't keep asking for help. I have to do my job. You're on your own.
I hope the dame knew I wouldn't be calling if I had any other choice.
Damn it, Camus, what should I do? I should leave him, right?
I am not so sure.
But you hate him.
He is one of us now. A friend.
Really? All right. Huxley, where are you?
I sent the dame a nav point.
I'm on my way.
Il y a un monde qu'ils ont plus rien à faire et là on enchaîne les missions quoi. Ah merde, il est au-dessus. Il y avait un prêcheur qui était là, j'aurais dû lui parler.
I recognize you. You got in trouble for fraud.
You saw me on the holovids?
Something like that. I was sent to help you.
Ha! By that singing socialist toaster? No thanks.
I think he's an anarchist.
He's scum. They all are here. I can't wait to get home.
Home to your apartment? Did you get another job?
People like me don't get fired. I go back Monday. This is my punishment.
For grand-scale fraud? A weekend on the street?
It might be easy for someone like you to endure this place, but I have family in the Spire. I'm not like these people. This is hell.
I can't believe Bop was going to help you.
He knows I get home soon. I told him I don't care about his cause.
Even after you've seen what they go through here?
Leave me alone.
Well, he says you can get food if you go and see him in an hour.
Fine. Message received.
Ouais, hop, ça c'est bon. Après j'ai quoi? J'ai un truc à récupérer là-bas. Ah finalement j'ai 17 cartes perforées, ça avance, ça avance. Encore trop je pourrais aller voir les villes.
You child! You have sin in your eyes, in your thoughts, under your nails. Excoriate yourself before my mother. Your mother. The All-Mother!
Ok. Bon.
Me? Stop pointing at me.
You feel the spotlight of guilt. Bow down to Cora and ask her to free us.
Don't you have anything better to do than
Not at the moment. Repent! Repent and suffer!
Camus, do you hear this guy? This is exactly what crazy people
I hear him.
I saw the eyes of Cora look down.
Gross.
He shouted at you. He shouts at a lot of people.
Not CorpSec, I noticed. Or the gang.
My knowledge base says many religious factions do not respect.
Your knowledge base is not.
Ouais, hop. Casse. Ouais, j'ai un colis à livrer encore. Là. Et heureux. J'ai donc le colis à livrer pour le mec là. Et j'aille retrouver l'Oxflame. Ah mince.
Can I ask a question?
Of course.
Do you think if I am a car for long enough, I will stop being a dog?
Well, I guess that depends. Do you feel like a car now?
No, I am a dog.
Well, whatever you feel like, that's what you are.
But other people don't look at me and think, that is a cute dog.
Well, let's be honest, you were never a cute dog.
But now I'm not any kind of dog. Not to other people, they just see me as a hova.
Who cares what other people think?
Look what happens when I try to bark.
That's strange. I guess there's going to be some weirdness when we put a dog automata in a hava automata.
J'aime bien aussi l'idée là d'avoir l'IA du chien dans le vaisseau, quoi. C'est plutôt malin pour créer un personnage secondaire avec qui discuter.
Am I still a dog if I don't bark?
Well, I'm your best friend, and I think of you as a dog.
Friend? If I'm a dog, am I not a pet?
Look, Camus, what do you want to be?
I feel like a dog. I was happier when I had the old body. What's a dog with no bark?
Stop second-guessing yourself. You're being maudlin.
Are you still a musician if you don't play music?
Hey, now you're being mean.
Oh, I didn't mean to.
What's really bothering you?
You didn't ask me if I wanted to be a dog or a hova.
Well, actually, you're right, Camus. Do you want to be either? You don't even need to be my friend if you don't want to be.
I feel sad.
Look, a lot of stuff is fucked up in this world, Camus. I won't make you be my friend or force you to stay with me. You can go free. I just want to let you know something first.
I am listening.
I like you. You're a good friend. As a dog, car, fire hydrant, vacuum cleaner, whatever.
I like you too. I want to be a dog and your friend.
All right then, let's get back to work. The sooner we make some more deliveries, the sooner I can save money to get you a proper frame.
Was the last job good?
The Andersons? I don't know, Camus. I've been thinking about automata and androids a lot. Sometimes it doesn't seem fair. Do you think it's fair?
I am not really programmed to think about fairness.
I can see why they would make you that way.
People are programmed too, but not by programmers. By the world around them.
That's very wise, Camus.
I am not programmed to be wise.
Well, you've gone beyond your programming then.
Is that a compliment?
Maybe the highest compliment.
Then I think you have gone beyond your programming too.
Greetings from the mother. Please.
I just need to drop off a
The scanning plate,
I'm not a pilgrim. Look, can you just take this package, please? Or
The scanning plate.
Fine. Ouch, something
We just need to check your type.
You are?
Alert. Alert. Forbidden.
But I just need to.
Alert. Alert.
Fine, I'll take it back.
Bah désolé, moi je peux pas livrer le colis.
Was it a bad idea to take the package?
Yes, you get to say the 4 sweetest words in the world.
Let's go to the park?
That's 5.
Go to the park?
No, I told you so.
Ah, yes. Those are good too.
Let's just take this package back to Rotriv. They did.
You are of the forbidden type.
I guess so.
As a...
So they threw you out of their cult when they discovered you were the...
No, they banished me when my type changed.
But if they gave you a transfusion, it would have to be...
No, they gave me the forbidden type.
Ah, I get it. And even after they kicked...
It's not their fault.
I've got to say...
You forbidden types often speak this.
Well, me and you are the same as far as they're concerned now. You gonna give me the other half of the payment?
What do you think?
Ok, enfoiré.
He was not very nice.
Hey, we got paid, even if it was only half.
I hope he is in another accident.
Whoa, Camus, that's a bit much.
He is bad. It is not good to exclude people like that.
Normally I'd agree, but in this case, the less people allowed in that weird cult, the better.
C'était voiture volante, ouais. Je vais tourner quoi. Il y a un turbo, c'est mieux que Trackmania quoi. En plus, il y a des collisions quoi. Ouais, c'est un nouveau bloc, ils vont sortir le bloc champignon qui tue un boost se déclenche. Ouais, tu vois qu'ils vont tenter un mode Mario Kart pour lancer le jeu. Trackmania Battle Royale. Bah, c'est une idée. Hein. Je dirais la Track of the Day, c'est un peu un Battle Royale, quoi. Et d'ailleurs, c'est quel jeu? C'est pas Forza 4 qui a un mode Battle Royale? Il me semble que j'avais déjà vu Wingo y jouer. Destruction Derby. Inclus dans le... enfin, la Forza 4, il est dedans, toi, je sais même pas. En même temps, tu me dirais, il y a tellement de jeux que... Ah, je peux même pas prendre le train, triste. Ah nice, hop là, un carte pour Evelyne. Impeccable. Il a l'air plutôt cool Forza 4 d'ailleurs.
This had better be good, Huxley. Wait, what happened to your arm?
It was a good question. How do I tell the dame that when Raguan's goons gave me the elbow, I lost an arm? We had... I gave them a nav point that would get us out of danger.
They ripped your arm off? You have to go to CorpSec, Huxley.
Raguan, Corpsec, Peter. They were all tangled up in some complex web I couldn't untangle. But I knew one thing. If I tugged on the wrong thread, the spiders were gonna come for their lunch.
What does that mean?
I am sorry I said to pick him up. He is still very annoying.
Quiet for now, Camus. Huxley, you think CorpSec is involved in Pashta's disappearance?
It was all connected, but I couldn't see how. Someone was lying. Raguan said I should talk to Peter, but then his gorillas ripped off my arm and threw me out of a 6th floor window.
So just call Peter and ask him what's really going on.
Now the client wouldn't answer my calls. I could feel the girl slip through my fingers, and if I couldn't pull her back, she'd slip through the cracks too.
That's why you called me, right? You want me to take you to Peter?
I wanted to tell the dame that she was right, that it would be easy. She thought I was asking for a quick journey across town, but I was asking her for much more. I was asking her to go out on a limb for me. I was...
Huxley, just this one time, please skip to the point.
Cloudpunk. That was the name of the company the dame worked for. They had some serious resources, vehicles, contacts with society both high and low, and an up-to-date address list of almost everyone living in Nivalis.
Oh no.
Jet Catman.
Huxley, that could get me fired.
If we are just asking, maybe we won't get in trouble.
Camus, you didn't want us to help Huxley in the first place.
I have been thinking more about things, about automata and what we do.
And?
We need to help each other be better, like saving a little girl. Everything is so complicated in the city. You do something and it is a bit good, but a bit bad too. But saving the little girl is only good. I can't explain it very well.
No, it's fine. I get it. It's nice to help people when you can, but I'm responsible for both of us, Camus. If I get fired, I can't even keep you in the Hava. Never mind find you a new body.
I understand. I still want to help find Pashta.
I didn't want to impose on.
Quiet, both of you. I have to make a call. Control, this is driver 14. This is Rania. I need to ask for a favor.
I read you, driver. What do you need?
I need an address.
I don't think I'm understanding you. We don't have a new job for you yet. There's no packages right now, but if you give it half an hour...
This isn't really about work. I need a personal favor. I just need you to give me someone's address.
You, know this someone?
Not really. Look, I know it's a big ask.
You ain't joking. You're asking me to share private info I could, get deleted.
Deleted?
Fired. I could get fired. You want to tell me what this is all about?
A girl is missing. The less details you know, the better, right? I just need this one favor, Control. It's important to me.
I don't want to hear any more about this, 14FC. I'm signing off.
Control, wait. Her name is Pashta. She's alone, probably scared, taken from her family.
This has got nothing to do with us, Rania.
I could have been that little girl. That's why I have to help. Growing up, the debt corps could have taken me away from my mom. But every time, she somehow came up with the money. It was close. Don't you get it?
Look, Rania, this isn't a normal favor.
What if it was your little girl?
You don't want to go there. I can't.
Look, it's one address. Don't say anything. Don't tell anyone. Peter Unthrink. That's the name. Just hang up, then send us the address. I'll never ask for anything like this again.
Control out.
I am nervous. That was tense.
Yeah, I wasn't sure he would... We got a nav point.
The dame really came through.
Yeah.
Bon, du coup, j'ai pas fait exprès, mais hop, il y a Evelyn qui est là, donc on lui parlait.
Do you remember what happened?
Somewhat.
Well, why did Dr. Zizich take...
I asked her to.
Evelyn, you're really making me work here. Can you just assume that I always want a bit more?
I had a traumatic experience. I could not
So now you remember you forgot something.
Yes, that...
So I guess we... I mean, if this memory...
I must recover the truth.
But whatever this thing is you forgot...
I cannot live like this. I need to be whole.
I guess we keep searching. Maybe we don't need to...
Maybe.
Okay. Okay.
What you looking for? Whatever it is, I got it.
Sac à main de l'huile de noire.
Hey, come back anytime.
I am receiving an order to stop.
Yeah.
By CorpSec.
Are you sure it's CorpSec? I don't see anyone.
The signal is from close by, but I don't know where exactly. It seems like CorpSec, but there is no incident number. They normally send an incident number.
This is CorpSec. You're speaking to Agent Rio. We have reason to believe you are harboring a known criminal, rogue android Huxley.
Rio again? Why are you following us? Is this personal?
You are currently breaking the law. CorpSec requires you to turn in your passenger and surrender yourself to...
Camus, you said the signal is close by. I don't think this Rio is on official business. Is he affecting any of your systems?
No. If we drive, we could get out of his range.
You have 60 seconds to comply.
If he's not really CorpSec, I think we should run for it. But if he is, he might call for backup to chase us. Maybe we should call his bluff.
Voilà, bon, on se casse. Ça, tu bluffes, Martini. Dis qu'il a mal au genou.
Can't run from this.
If you've got a problem with us, feel free to call your CorpSec superiors to chase us.
You think you've won a battle here? You've started a war.
What's that? You're breaking up.
Drop the PI droid and get yourself clear of this mess while you can. You won't get another warning.
We are out of range. We lost his signal.
Good. Now let's hope we don't see flashing blue CorpSec light chasing us anytime soon.
Ouais, je sais pas trop si on a bien fait de protéger.
Camus, where is this nav point taking us?
The Alexa Theater. Maybe Peter lives in an apartment above it?
Clerk in the lobby. That would be my guess. Peter would be working the popcorn stand, mixing up the hottest flavors, caramel and anchovy with cinnamon protein flakes. Ready for the next screening of some piece of trash anti-android prop films. Cyborgs Ate My Babies 3.
Is that a real movie?
Yes. I saw it advertised on a poster.
Gross.
We are getting a message. It is from Control.
Put him through.
Ah, mais je veux...
It's not on comm. It's just a text message. He says that CorpSec networks are down all over the city. There's a CorpSec security point between here and the Alexa Theater, but if we go on foot, we might be able to get through.
I'm not sure CorpSec really are looking for us. I think it was just that one guy trying to scare us off.
Agent Rio?
Yeah. You're okay to go on your own, Huxley, right? We can drop you at the security point?
In a simple world, that would be the plan. But this was a complicated city. Security points like that one couldn't be crossed by an android without a human to accompany them.
What? Why?
I know why. On the holovids, they said something about an android virus. Humans are worried that the androids are going crazy in this zone.
That sounds like crazy propaganda. Who would believe that?
The dame didn't know her history. Truth is, that neighborhood was never the friendliest for rust buckets like me to begin with. Back in '69, the riots hit the district hard. Alexa Theater was ground zero.
I'll come through with you then. If the security points are down, they shouldn't have any reason to stop us. But just be cool, Huxley. Try to speak like... Actually, just try to be completely silent once we're there. Can you do that? I'm impressed.
Ok, bon. Alors, on va réparer le véhicule. Je sur la fin. Ah, dommage. La personne se raccompagne de maman 84. Ah ouais, non, mais c'est clair qu'il y a personne, parce que j'ai halluciné. Sur... En fait, j'ai même pas fait gaffe, mais tu vois, quand j'ai arrêté hier, je suis 7ème, je vais être 7ème, je crois, au 9ème de la Loire. Donc... Alors que j'ai médaille d'or, même pas partout, et donc... Donc ouais, je sais pas... J'ai l'impression effectivement, et pourtant, bah, on est quoi, on était le 6, donc c'est déjà quasiment une semaine que c'est sorti, donc... Quasiment une semaine que c'est sorti, sachant que c'était encore les vacances la semaine dernière. Il y a eu tout le week-end. Ça sent pas trop bon, quoi. Putain, il est joli le théâtre là. Ouais, je pense que je fais encore la zone là et Giroli, parce que je suis bon claqué.
Hey, Block 40, are you still fighting the system?
Hey, it's Cloudpunk. Damn right we are. We're fucking this shit up.
How exactly are you fucking this shit up?
Et plein des arbres.
We're making a motherfucking playground, dog.
You know, I don't think I've ever heard any other gangs that talk quite like you do.
What's the matter, Cloudpunk? Our speech too fresh for ya?
No. Did you watch a lot of old movies, maybe?
It ain't about what we say we're gonna do. It's about what we do and how we do it.
I guess so. I can't believe you're making a playground.
The corps don't want the kids playing no more. We ain't gonna... You got a problem with that?
With you making a playground for kids? No.
You hear that, Razor? She thinks... You're all right, Cloudpunk. You ever get yourself a small human, you bring...
Bien, non.
What you looking for? Whatever it is, I got it.
Viet Undernet, ouais, elles ont l'air bien ça.
Thanks.
Hey, come back anytime.
I love these.
Je suis parti où là? Je suis pas au bon endroit en fait.
Welcome to my humble restaurant in the rain. What can I get you?
Thank you.
Don't let all the...
Un kebab au cafard, c'est sûr que c'est tentant. Hein.
What you looking for? Whatever it is, I got it.
Thanks.
Hey, come back anytime.
Et barre-toi.
Handle responsibly with Oliara Casino. Net, crafts, blackjack, and your RPG tool. Oliara has it all.
Ok, donc là je suis revenu là. Alors, on va tenter l'autre là.
Good evening, ma'am. I'm gonna have to ask you to be patient while I manually read through.
No problem.
Is your android friend all...
Oh no, he's mute. He's always been mute. He's been behaving so
That's the weird thing. It's not the system, it's... I swear, if we had unions, we'd be on strike. They got us work...
So
Then we got all these reports of androids going nuts. We got failed neural augments.
What's causing all...
Who knows? My old man says the city AI, the humans, the androids, the program...
You believe that?
Sure. But he also says they put mind control drugs in the toothpaste, and I'm gonna be a...
Can we go?
What's that? And don't let your android buddy out of your sight.
That was...
Impeccable. Allez.
Hi, do you work here? We're looking for a guy called...
The hell are you doing here? You're gonna get us both killed, Huxley!
So, this was the client. I'd pictured a hard-working man in a cheap suit. But instead, I was looking at a greasy-looking...
Shut your mouth! You got some nerve coming into this neighborhood and speaking to me like that, Huxley.
Look, we just want to help you find your daughter.
Shit. Look, this is all a hustle, and it's way out of my league. She ain't really my daughter.
Who paid you to say she was?
If I tell you that, you're as dead as I am.
I've been driving all over the city trying to find this girl. I'm not giving up on this now. Just tell me where I can find her, okay?
Just forget her. She's probably fine.
The way his voice shook, we all knew he was lying.
It's the memory chip in her head they need. It's not about the girl. No one cares about the girl.
Huxley does. Just let him do his job.
Rio. That's all I can say. Talk to Rio.
Wait, the CorpSec agent?
Merde.
He just threatened us.
Before you talk to me? Hey, that's great. That means he won't know we talked. Or he thinks I talked already. Shit. Just get out of here, will you already?
We should go, Huxley. This is getting dangerous.
It would get more dangerous, but I had to stick around.
It's not safe here, Huxley.
It was too late for me. The security checkpoints would be up again. Besides, I had some leads.
Damn it. Well, call me if you...
this next job, it's not personal, okay? It has nothing to do with our last discussion. You're not being punished. It's just, well, there's no one else available.
That doesn't sound good. What's the job?
We need you down in Gallows Row. There's been an accident.
What kind of accident?
Reports are mixed. We think it's a gas leak. Toxic. Some folk are saying it's radioactive. We're pretty sure it's not a zombification virus. And it's definitely not a neural implant ransomware attack. Well, I mean, not definitely, but probably.
That all sounds so reassuring, Control.
The point is, we're pretty sure the area where you're going is safe. Communication in and out of Gallows Row is broken down, and CorpSec have set up a perimeter. But Cloudpunk has received a contract from an external security agency to extract persons of value.
So I'm a taxi now?
More like a short-term contracted emergency response vehicle.
An ambulance?
Yeah, but an ambulance for anyone who might have good private security or health insurance, or anyone who would be valuable to society. You know, CEOs, doctors, anyone with diamond fillings in their teeth.
So you don't know who's down there?
We're getting scattered reports. Now, this is a lucrative job. You can squeeze 3 people in your hover. I'm not saying you need to save the 3 richest assholes you can find, but make sure they have enough resources to cover the bribes that'll get them back out of the quarantine zone.
Yeah.
And then when they get back, make sure they have the savings or insurance policies to, you know, turn us a profit.
So at least 1 rich asshole.
Maybe 2, just to be safe.
Great. So how do I get to this poisonous, radioactive, dead zone filled with rich zombies?
There's an abandoned CorpSec security station just inside the quarantine zone. CorpSec are expecting you, so they'll let you through the perimeter. Once you get inside, just blend in as best you can. Ask people their stories. Yeah, use your judgment. And only mention you can get someone to safety when you're sure you want them as a passenger.
Great. How long till this shift is over, Control?
Don't sweat it, kid. The night is almost half done.
When's your shift end, Control?
My shift? I can't even remember when it began, kid. I'm pretty sure I'll be doing this forever. Control out.
Jusqu'au point de ralliement, on va dire. Ouais, je suis vraiment fatigué, je sais pas pourquoi, mais... Ouais, si, je sais pourquoi, mais... Je dors pas assez, mais...
This whole area is about to be quarantined if you're not back soon.
I under...
Ah, mais d'accord, mais faut que j'y... Ok, ouais, je m'arrête là. Bon, du coup, des bisous tout le monde, passez une bonne nuit. En tout cas, Cloudpunk, j'aime toujours autant. Franchement, je trouve que l'univers il est vraiment sympa. Et j'aime beaucoup les petites histoires avec les différents PNJ en jeu à qui on parle. Je trouve ça cool parce qu'on n'est pas obligé de leur parler, mais si on leur parle, il y a pas mal de points, cyberpunk qui sont abordés. C'est intéressant. Intéressant. Du coup, demain soir, donc Deep Rock Galactique, avec un petit crochet par POFR en début de soirée. Et puis voilà. Allez, bonne nuit.